Welcome to episode 1 of Mobility Matters, a series of short films documenting urban mobility systems around the world, and no better place to start than in Seoul, South Korea.
And with that, welcome back. Today I'm at the Cheonggyecheon stream in the heart of Seoul, the South Korean capital. And this place here represents a refuge, an escape from the chaotic concrete jungle. However, this wasn't always the case. If you are South Korean and you were born anytime between 1958 and 2003, you will have very different memories of this space where I am standing. And that's because urban spaces are dynamic. They change, they evolve over time, sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. And in this story, the story of Cheonggyecheon, I would believe this is a change for good. So let's get into it, and to do so, let's first rewind the clock a couple thousand years. Cheonggyecheon stream here is a natural formation that has been flowing from west to east for thousands of years, and it first was named 600 years back under the Joseon kingdom. They called it Cheonggyecheon, which literally translates to the way the water should flow. And then in the 18th century, population kept growing surrounding the stream, and when it reached around 150,000, they decided to widen the banks of the stream to reduce the potential risk of flooding. And this settlement would use the stream to do laundry. It's a place where children would play, and it's where cultural events were held. It was a place for the people. And into the 19th century, the population surrounding the stream kept growing. It became overpopulated, and shanty towns emerged. And these shanty towns would throw their waste into the waters, and over time the waters became polluted, so polluted that they became a health hazard. And by the mid-20th century, a conscious decision was made to cover over the stream with concrete to reduce any potential health hazards. And then later in 1967, a more drastic decision was made to build an elevated 4-lane superhighway that would essentially dissect the city of Seoul and enhance the movement of people and goods and support the growing economy. And with that, the once beloved stream here disappeared from the maps and gradually from the collective Korean conscience. And anyone born after 1958, if they think back to this place where I'm currently sitting, they will probably remember this elevated 4-lane highway and associate it with noise, pollution, traffic, and as a place void of nature. Okay, let's move on. And the construction of this highway was seen as necessary to ensure the continued movement of people and goods in the rapidly growing city and economy. And by 2003, 180,000 cars would drive through this space right here every single day. But also by 2003, the elevated highway had started to deteriorate. Cracks were appearing in the concrete, and something had to be done. Options were limited, but the obvious choice would have been to repair and upgrade the elevated highway. However, Seoul City Hall had a bolder vision, an ambitious idea to restore and bring back Cheonggyecheon stream. And this vision was presented to the surrounding shop owners, but it was not well received. There were even mass protests. Many of the shop owners believed that the elevated highway brought a lot of through traffic that drove their businesses. However, the Seoul City Hall didn't back down. On the contrary, they made a conceited effort to forge a better relationship with the public, so the residents and the local businesses. And this translated into 4,000 public hearings where the public were brought together, asked what they wanted from this project, and given a voice and a sense of ownership over the future of Cheonggyecheon. Through this process, they came up with the design for the stream, and one of the public requests was that the original bridges that spanned Cheonggyecheon stream were reintroduced. So this is what I'm standing on right now, one of the refurbished bridges that existed prior to 1958. Hey, there's a big heron in the water cooling off. That's a real nice sight to see in the middle of a city. And as it turns out, I've been pronouncing Cheonggyecheon wrong the whole time. Young, can you pronounce Cheonggyecheon?
Cheonggyecheon.
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 Well, I'll improve my pronunciation towards the end of the video. And between 2003 and 2005, they began the deconstruction of the highway and the restoring of the stream, which was really no easy task. It's kind of like performing open heart surgery, but on a city, because you have to keep the flow of people and goods while performing this huge complex operation. And this 5.8 kilometer project took 70,000 workers, $270 million, and 2.5 years to create where I am today, 20 years since completion. Okay, I think other people want to take some Instagram shots where I'm sitting. And here we are, sitting almost 20 years since the completion of the restoration project, and this has become an overwhelming success story and is seen as a positive addition, or should I say re-addition, to the city of Seoul. And the public, you can see behind me, have come to really love this old but new space. You can see people old and young sitting back, relaxing, dipping their feet in the streams. You also have people exercising, small children learning to walk. In the evenings, musicians and buskers also come out. So it's also a space for creative expression, all very important things. But not only humans are benefiting, you can also see wildlife has returned. Somewhere behind me, there's a heron taking a bath. And the project has also delivered a number of slightly less obvious benefits. The ambient air temperature in the area has been reduced. The localized air quality has improved, as well as noise quality. And the local business owners, despite being opposed to the project initially, they have seen an increase in sales because this has become an attraction for people of the city. And being an attraction, it has increased the footfall, which has increased revenue for a lot of the local businesses. Really an inspiring story, a great project, and it's not just a feat of engineering. It's a feat of good governance and good engagement with the public. And there's another lesson in this project, and it's that economic growth isn't only achieved by, say, expanding your transport system so you can better move people and goods. Yes, that's important, but you also want to have a creative society who can create new businesses and services. And for that, you need to create an attractive city and have spaces where people can come and relax and get to know themselves and get a better feel for what they want to do with their time on Earth. And that type of thinking happens in relaxed spaces where people are more in touch with nature. So, great example. I hope to see this replicated in other cities around the world. That's it from me. I am Conrad Richardson, an urban and transport planner, and I make these short travel videos to hopefully share to the world some good practice case studies. I'll see you in the next one. Now I too get my turn to sit back, relax, and dip my feet in the stream. Oh, fresh. Thanks for tuning in to the very first episode of the Mobility Matters series. I'm still very much defining and refining the concept for the series, and that being the case, your feedback and ideas for potential future videos is very much welcome. You can identify these videos on my channel by the green thumbnail frame. And next up we have Seoul 7017, and in the works I also have videos from Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Singapore. I hope to see you there. In the meantime, take good care.